What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Relentless Runners Podcast. You are listening to Season 3, Episode 5. I'm your co-host, Christine.
And I'm Toni.
And we are the co-founders of Relentless Runners. We're an online run coaching team that provides one-on-one run coaching, strength, and running memberships. We have a team of incredible run coaches, and we partner with an amazing registered dietitian. And we started this podcast to share our running journeys and knowledge so you can follow along, learn, and grow as a runner.
Christine's back from vacation, so we're back. Yay! Yeah. Oh my God, I didn't put on my tanner for today.
Oh, well, you should have.
I'm going to do it tomorrow because I'm going to Eugene this weekend, and Kate's really tan, so like
she is very tan.
I know. So I'm like, okay, I can't be a little pasty gal like next to her.
Butt white.
I know, seriously. But that's my plan for Thursday because I drive down Friday morning.
Do it Thursday.
Yeah, I'm going to do it tomorrow. Yeah. And then Friday I'll leave early in the morning to go get her from the airport.
Exciting.
But yeah, I know. I'm really excited.
I'm excited for you.
Me too.
To go to Eugene. That's your first time at that race, right? You've never been spectated that race before?
Yeah, I'm excited to go down. No, I've never been there before. But yeah, it's gonna be really fun. I'm excited to see what it's all about too with it, because that's like the local race here. Because even people that I've met in like with where I am right now, because we're a couple hours away from Eugene, that's like the race that everybody is like training for. Yeah.
That one ends in like a stadium, right?
It's in Oregon. Yeah.
Okay, so you'll be able to can you be in there?
Yeah, I think so.
You can.
I'm gonna. I probably won't do this until I get there because I pick her up Friday morning from the airport. The race isn't until Sunday. So like while we're in the hotel room, I'll figure out my like spectating spots and like all of that stuff. But
you're very good at that.
Yeah, I do.
You did the shared note
detail. So she is I know. She was like going back and forth with me about like the weekend. I was like, whoa. I was like, you need to do what me and Christine do. I was like, first of all, I was like, I'm going to set up our shared note. And then it's nice because I looked into Eugene years ago when I was debating on running like Bayshore and stuff like that. And so I have already looked at like blogs and stuff of like restaurant recommendations and all that. So that was actually easy. So like reservations are booked. She had already gotten the hotel and stuff too. So like that's all set up. But yeah, everything's like all set up. And I'm excited because like I get to just like go and have fun and like gallop around. Yeah. But no, it's going to be fun.
Curious what we're talking about. So when Toni and I go to races, Toni has come and spectated a couple of my races at this point. And I feel like you're like my mom at like a
That's
mom.
My
like
goal.
You're my mom, yes, at a race because you take it off of my plate. Like I don't think I would have gotten through Chicago weekend without you. Like you literally booked everything. You told me where to be. I just like followed you. I was like, take me with you.
You did.
I even followed you the wrong way on the subway, remember?
Yes. That's where you shouldn't have been following me.
Well, yeah, that's okay. But something that we've done for the last couple of years, and not just with like the races like Houston and Chicago that I've raced that you spectated, but even like the team retreat and then like different event,
New York
like
City,
spectating races that we've gone and spectated is that we will create a shared note and we will put everything in there. We will put in like all of our hotel information. We'll put our flights, like flight number, time it's landing. We will put in like, we will find reservations for dinner. We will put the reservation links in there, time, place,
ideas
address,
for lunch,
everything, everything. And then like when Toni spectated Chicago when I was running, then we got super detailed. Well, you got super detailed more so for you, but like with the subway, because like you have to, if you're in a big city, you got to know what subway stops to get off at. Like it's not easy. And so again, I did nothing. You did everything. And you're like, we're going to get on this subway and we're going to get down here. And you're going to like, I was like, just boot my card and tell me to walk through the thing. Like it was just like, so you're very good at that. And it takes so much off our plate, but that is like really helpful to have a shared note like that.
For sure.
And then just have the entire weekend. Like then we would like almost do like in like a timeline. It would be like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, dinner reservation here, lunch reservation here.
Even like day you're going to leave
the hotel at this time.
Yeah. Like all that stuff. Yeah.
Timing of like everything. Like it helped take so much stress off of each race weekend to be like, it's all mapped out. We know what we're doing. We know what to expect. It's not like this like freak out moment. And so I I fully believe that your shared note with Caitlin is very detailed and you have all the stuff in there because I know
I
how
felt
you
like
operate,
so extra. I'm like, she's going to be like,
she's
please
going to love
stop.
it. She's
No,
going to
she
feel
does.
so prepared. I
She
hope
does.
so.
She was like, oh my God, that's so nice. And even if you're not going with someone, because if you are, like if your spouse is going with you, like it's nice to have it with them too. But even if it's like just you navigating the weekend, just having navigating your logistics and having them ironed out just makes like the race weekend so much like less stressful.
And I think the subway stuff and like is
especially for
more of a big deal than you think it is. It's not. So there are some people who are just like, I'll just get on and figure it out when I'm on and look at the, like the maps on there. Okay, those are not always that easy to follow, you guys.
You have to
totally
like study.
Wrapped around in Chicago. We got on, and then like you can't get on it on that side. You have to go on the other side of the tracks to get on, and it's like it can be a little confusing. And so I think like just making sure you just give yourself the time to figure it out. Like we didn't figure out the subway stuff until we got to Chicago, but still like we had to like sit down and give ourselves time. And then if you're spectating, like my husband has had to learn this the hard way, that spectating, depending on the race, smaller races, not a big deal. Bigger races though, it's not just I'm just going to show up on the road and just cheer. It could be like that, I suppose, if you wanted to. But if you really want to see your people, like there's planning that goes into it. Like spectating is hard. And so it's not just like, oh, I'll just pop in wherever. Like when we did Boilermaker, like Boilermaker is a big race. There are tens of thousands of runners at that race. And Bobby had all 3 kids. And so the first year he missed me completely. So the second year that I did it, I was like, okay, we're having a plan. And so same idea. Like I had to get a plan and be like, you're going to park here and then you're going to walk here and then you're going to go here and then you're going to go here. And it was like, we had to map it out because like I said, the year before that, he tried to do it like, oh, I'll just show up and just walk up to the gate, which was 10 feet deep and totally missed me, never even saw me at all. So, and that's not the first, there has been multiple reasons like that for him.
We're not gonna, not that we're holding grudges, but we have some memories.
We have some bad memories. One time he didn't even get out of the car.
Evolved. He knows what he's doing now. Yeah. It's great.
Yeah. So anyways, be prepared. Shared notes are a great way to do it.
Shared notes are great. I think you were the one that had the idea of that for, I think it was Houston was our first one. Yeah.
Because I was panicking a little bit.
Yeah.
I remember we talked about it on podcast and I remember we had a whole episode about how I was just feeling like I almost didn't want to go. Remember? Like I almost didn't want to go to Houston because I was like, the thought of just the logistics about like, all of the details we just talked about was overwhelming me, but then also the planning to leave the house with all the kids.
That was your first big trip away from the kids, like for yourself, without them, leaving Bobby. Like things that you've done have been more local. So that was a really big deal.
Yeah.
Like back
that
then.
was.
Yeah.
And that was difficult, but that shared note. And that was when you're like, I'm taking over. And you like took the note and you're like, okay, I'm booking a reservation. And then like you started doing it and I was like, this is amazing. Because I don't think I had even
you were overwhelmed.
My flight booked at that point.
No, you were overwhelmed.
Like,
you were so close. I remember even like you had talked to Carly too, and she also gave you advice, like because she was a mom at that point, I think too, where she was just like,
I think so, yeah.
Do this for yourself. Like no, like you've worked hard for this. Like if it was a matter of like, because it is a tough time of year. Like sometimes with Houston, like around you're training in the holidays and all of that. So sometimes you have to be flexible as you're navigating training with that. But I think she did a really good job of like helping you see like, okay, is this something that you genuinely need to like stay home, or is it something that you need to like step out of your comfort zone and like do the damn thing and see that you can do it and everything's okay. And so I was really proud of you that weekend because then it kind of felt like a aha moment for you of like, no, I got this. Like I worked so hard. Like I deserve to have this, like, and chase my own goals and whatnot. And now you got a handle on it too. Even Bobby, like the whole family's got a handle on those weekends now.
Yeah.
So
it's not as like as big of a deal now. Like it's a little bit more smooth now. And I mean, like, Charlie's older now too. So that helps a little bit. But that the logistics of going to a race weekend can be very like analysis paralysis kind of feeling where
it's like, just ignore it.
I just don't even want to do it. Yeah,
I don't want to do it.
That's what I was doing.
Disassociate so we don't work on it.
Yes, I don't want to worry about it. But yeah, like everything, all of it. So anyways, if that resonates with you, try making a note on your phone. Yeah, and just put in all the details, the flights, the hotels, put all the details in it. Or even like if you don't have those details yet, at least outline it, and then you can kind of like look back and okay, I need to book a dinner reservation for the night before. Okay, I need to book my flight, like whatever it is.
Yes.
And then you can kind of start to see what you need to start checking off, because it is a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah. But it doesn't surprise me that you're on it already, you know, with that for this weekend, but I'm excited. Can you talk about her goal, or is that like,
yeah, I'll talk about her goal.
I'm just curious, like what she's going for.
She's been like sharing, she's been open about, you know, what she's going for and stuff too. She's a cool cat. I've known her for a couple of years because she works for P3R, which is the company that sponsors the Pittsburgh Marathon and does
and you coach her. So this is one of her athletes.
Yeah, so this is one of my athletes that I coach one-on-one, but she's coming off of like a fall. Like we started working together within the last like 6-ish months. She hung out with us Chicago Marathon weekend, and she threw down and did a really, really great race like that weekend in Chicago and did like a 3:40. So she was at a place where she was like fitness wise, and even like as we talk through her history and like previous races and stuff, she was at a place where she would be ready to go for like sub 140 for a half in Eugene. But a downfall that happened as we started working together, unfortunate event that happened at the dog park where she got run into by dogs in her knee, and she's had multiple surgeries on this knee. So it was like very scary moment of like, oh my gosh. And she got like a bone bruise. And so our initial plan when we started was like use some time to do some like faster 5K stuff. Like you and I always talk about, like, it's so good to have some time dedicated to that. Even if you get like squeak in 4 weeks, man, like that can make a difference. So we were going to do a season of 5K stuff and then transition into half training, also give her some space and time to build up her volume. And when that happened, like we ended up having to use a lot of time to like recover, cross train, that kind of stuff. So like the build for Eugene was a little bit more like bumpy. Like we weren't really able to like go into it with like the same expectation, but she's been able to like build up her volume, get up to a 10-mile long run, which is exciting, get back into like workouts again. She's been seeing Lauren. So she's in Pittsburgh. So she has been going to PT and stuff like that to work on things, and things have been treading in the right direction with her knee, which is good. Because of the trajectory of stuff, like we're not going for the sub 140. It's not something, and I've shared this with her too, where it's not a matter of her not being able to do it. It's just like the nature of what happens. Like when stuff like that happens, and I know it's like really hard. Like it sucks when it's like, oh, that's your like ultimate goal and now we can't do it. But you want to set yourself up for a good, strong race. And what her and I had talked about is like, it's so much better going into a race, being able to execute in a solid, strong way than like force something. I think if we had maybe like 4 to 6 more weeks, like things could be different, but she's still going for a PR, which is exciting. So her PR is 144 and some change. So we'll be going for, like a couple minutes faster, which is great. And the thing that's nice too is the weather is looking really good. So high of like, not to jinx it, but I just sent her a screenshot because she was like, it's hot as F right now in Pittsburgh. And I was like, good thing you have a high of 65 and it'll be in the 40s. And there's no like rain happening days leading up to it. So the weather is looking really good for Eugene too. And obviously when there's not rain leading up to it, like humidity is going to be down. And what I will say that I'm learning about with living in Oregon is like, it gets chilly at night, which is like nice. So like, when, you know how like, I think it's that way with you where it's like, it kind of stays like stagnant at night, but it really gets like chilled like at nighttime, which is good. So like the mornings are like crisp and chilly. Right. So yeah, that's where I'm like really excited. But yeah, I'm pumped for her and I'm proud of her too. Cause again, we've had to have a lot of hard conversations. Like there was a moment where we didn't even know if Eugene was going to be on the table. And I was honest with her where I was like, I'm not having you force like training for a hardcore race like this and like go for it if you're just going to hurt yourself and like be sidelined for 6 months afterwards. But yeah, she had to get like an MRI to make sure nothing like bad was going on and stuff too. So a lot of things that she had to kind of overcome, and things being really stressful too with work, because Pittsburgh Marathon is the weekend after Eugene too. So just getting everything geared up, and the draft is in Pittsburgh too. And so that's this weekend, and there's a draft 5K. So back-to-back race weekends that she's doing like work-wise. So she's overcome a lot, like high stress and getting back into things. But I'm excited for her. And then I think she has the opportunity to run Chicago in the fall too. So that's not something she's officially decided on yet. But so fun stuff. It's gonna be good.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Speaking of Chicago, we were like just talking about on our voice messages, or no, I don't know. Maybe it was our business call last week, or I don't know. But I was
can't
like,
remember. Talk on so many fronts. We have like so much, our group chat with Audrey, me and your chat and WhatsApp for like work and stuff, and then our calls that we have,
and then our
Instagram, it's all over the place.
I know. So, but I don't know. So I don't know where we were saying this, but I was like, Chicago, man. Like,
I know.
I want to run Chicago again. Like,
oh my God.
Not this year, obviously.
Okay,
I'm not doing anything this year.
Yeah.
But like, I was watching, I think maybe we were voice messaging. Yeah. Cause I was, there's this YouTube guy that I really like watching when I run on the treadmill. I think I was talking about this before.
Yes.
Because I had an athlete text me, be like, who did you say it was?
Okay.
And he ran Chicago. He lives in Chicago. So he does a lot of the Chicago races, and he did Chicago last year, the year before, or both of them. I don't know. And so his videos are very cinematic because that's what his background is in. And so they're very like artsy and like cinematic, and they like get you in your feels, and you're like, yes, like you just get like really pumped up watching these videos.
Yeah.
And so I was watching them not long ago. I was like, oh, I want to go back to Chicago.
Yeah.
Like, I want to go back to Chicago. Like, just so like I would so run that race again. Like, I really, really would.
It's such an epic weekend.
It's such a good, like, I don't know. We just had such a good weekend. Like, I PR, but that wasn't it. It was just the atmosphere of the city. Yeah. All of our athletes that we met. You and I just had so much fun. We got to hang out with Carly, go to dinner, and go to lunch with her.
I know. We got spoiled.
It was, and so it was just like, I don't know. It's just a good weekend. I do want to do New York though.
Oh,
so we all put, so like you, me, Lauren, and Audrey, we all put our names in for the lottery for New York for like 2026. We all did not get it. No. But the goal was, and I had said this, I was like, okay, well, if I get in the lottery, I'll defer to 2027 because I just want to get in. And I would just defer it. But
for those who don't know, if you do that, you just have to pay the race entry again. So you do have to pay a little bit more money to defer, but you get to secure your spot, which is a lot more money
to defer.
Yeah, I know. These days,
like $300 at this point. But
I feel so old, but it's like, remember back in the day when it was
like
a nickel to sign up for a marathon.
Seriously, it's insane. But so to run New York, to get into the lottery in New York, I would pay an extra $300,
for sure.
Whatever.
Yeah, me too.
But that did not happen. So maybe next year I will put my name in again. But I feel like when was it? That was like not long ago. It was like last month.
Lauren just does it every year. She's like, I just always like, she just does it every year. Cause again, it's one of those things that you can defer if you need to.
It happens.
Yeah. But it's like, it's so much better to, and like, if you don't want to do it, if you generally don't want to, okay, then you don't have to like sign up like for it. But, but yeah, I think it's worth it to just do that, or any of the other races that, it's just like a habit for people where it's like Berlin, Tokyo, like all of those ones. Yeah. But
no, I agree. I would love to run New York though.
Absolutely.
Speaking of New York,
what?
I'm going to New York City.
Oh yeah, tell the people.
Okay,
so this is the benefits of having a following on social media.
Yeah,
tell us about it.
So the week after Buffalo, which is Memorial Day weekend, so it's going to be on May 30th, I think. I got invited to the Bandit Grand Prix out in New York City, and so I will be going out there that weekend to race for Team Chirp. which is like, I have their like massage guns and their like foam rollers and things. They've got like recovery tools and stuff like that.
Okay, I was gonna ask you really quick, is the Chirp the like circle things like for your back?
They have like a foam roller circle. I've got like 3 different sizes of it.
Okay, so I didn't even realize, because obviously I see people who do sponsorship stuff with Chirp all the time. I didn't realize like he has like the whole set of the different circles, because he got them for his back like years ago. I didn't even know that they were a thing, but
are they like blue?
Yeah,
like black. Yeah.
But it's so funny. I'm like, wait, we have those, but
that's it. That's the company.
Yeah.
So they asked me if I wanted to be on their team, and I was like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Well, I made sure they were going to put me up in a hotel first.
Yeah. Because
that's a big trip. In New York City.
I was gonna say it's expensive.
Yeah. So once they said that yes to that, I was like, all right, I'm coming, because like that Grand Prix looks, it's like the Nike Underground. Like it looks like it's I'm sick. Like, I want in on this. So it's a 5K and you're on a team. And if you there's like a ranking system based on how fast you run it for your team, or I don't know if it's individual or if it's team based. You can then move on to a 3K race later that night, which is at 9:45 p.m., by the way.
Crazy.
I don't know how that's
past your bedtime.
That's way past my bedtime. And then it says after party at 10:30, and I'm like,
dang.
What? Like,
you and Bobby are gonna rage.
Oh, rage in New York City. So I don't know if I'll do the 3K, but at least I'll do the 5K. So it's a 1K loop. So I guess it's really cool for spectators too.
Yeah.
So Bobby's going to go with me. So he'll be able to see me every 1K just coming through. And so I know I already talked to you about this, but like I said to her, I was like, okay, like I'm going to bring my husband, and obviously you'll just stay in my room with me. And there's like a team dinner and stuff and all that and whatnot. And she's like, I was actually going to ask you if you have a friend in the area who would like to come and race as well. And I was like, oh, obviously you were my first thought, right? Like you would always be my first thought, but with you being in Oregon now, and then you hadn't been, running you're just starting to run again. So I was like, okay,
2 and 3 miles at the moment.
Yeah. And I was like, well, that's not going to work for Toni. So I asked Audrey, and I was like, Audrey, do you want to come and do this? And she was like, oh my God, yes. She's like, she's like so beyond herself excited about this.
I'm so excited. Yeah.
And so I asked them if they would pay for her plane ticket to fly her out to New York City. And they said yes.
Oh my God.
Hotel. So she's going. Q is going to go too. But like he'll obviously buy his own plane ticket.
Sure. Yeah.
So then Bobby's going to go. So then it'll be like a fun weekend for like the 4 of us. And I think it'll be so good for her to like just go and have a mom, like a date weekend with her husband. And
agreed.
So she's also on Team Chirp now. She officially signed up, and we will be doing that the week after Buffalo. So part of me is like, all right, just stay healthy through Buffalo. It's 6 days later, because the race is on Sunday, and then it's on Saturday that the 5K. And like, I'm gonna want to go balls to the walls in the 5K. Like, I'm not just gonna be like, Joy run. Like, they're there. Like, I would imagine they want to like do well.
Sure.
And I'm not just like, this is like race. Like people are like racing.
Oh yeah, people
to
are
try
there
to advance.
Throw down. Yeah. It's
and I want to throw down.
Seriously. Yeah.
I was watching. I was like on their Instagram, and I was like watching videos, and it's cool because it's like it goes through the Bandit warehouse.
Yeah.
So like I'm going through, and I hope I get Bandit swag. I have 0 Bandit gear. I
still have those shorts. I need to. Oh
I know.
My God.
You said you're gonna. I forgot about that.
Still, I did too. Oh my God, because Will and I were just talking. Like I have a bag of like all these clothes. Before we moved, I have all this stuff that I plan to like put on Poshmark, like just clothes I haven't worn, and like other stuff that it's been sitting there. But those shorts are in that bag that I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot. Yeah, I'll send them to you.
It's okay.
No, but those I think you'll like them, because you're like I know you like the like army green too, and they're that color. So I think you'll be obsessed. Yeah, they're split. Okay. Yeah. But anyways.
But I have never owned Bandit stuff. So part of me, one, they're expensive. That doesn't stop me from buying like good gear. I'll buy like good gear, but like I tend to also not, I don't know. Everybody had Bandit on for at one point.
There's a reason though. It's such good quality. And there's
I believe it.
Yeah.
But I also don't like to always do what the mass population is doing. And so part of me was like, well, I'm not going to wear that black crop top that literally every single person is wearing to races, even though it looks really
clothes.
awesome.
Yeah. I'm like that with regular. Like, running. I'm like, nah, follow the crowd. No, I'm just kidding. So like everybody else.
Yeah, I just haven't bought anything. I want to try those shorts. Like the shorts are ones that I'm like, I don't know if I would like them. Like I don't know if they would be like flattering on my body type. So I wanted to try them on before I bought them.
Yeah.
So anyways, maybe I'll get some Bandit gear going out because Chirp is a sponsor. So I would imagine that like Team Chirp would probably get some, but I don't know. That would be nice. That would just be like an added bonus.
If they're putting you up in like a hotel, because you know, like when I've seen other like influencers or whatever, they have like a weekend and then they have some stuff like in their hotel when they get there. So I wonder if they'll have some things. But even if they didn't, like I would so get like a piece or two if there was like a store like for you guys to buy stuff. I would so get stuff. But
I think I would too.
It's gonna be so cool.
But so you run through the warehouse, and then based on the videos of what it looked like, I think this is only the second year that they're done it. Maybe the third year, because I don't think it's been. I looked and it said it's coming back for a second time. So that
it must
to me
have been.
made it sound like
I don't think it's a regular thing either. Yeah,
it looks like it kind of like it looks like the Nike Underground race. So it can maybe like because it does get dark. So it's like you're in the warehouse, like you can see people with sunglasses on. You see like it's dark, but you see like strobe lights and like neon lights and everything, like super rave party style. But then there's parts of the videos that you see people go outside. So it must like go through a parking lot or something in the warehouse and then come back through the warehouse. So like part of my head was like, dang, I don't want to slip and fall on like a concrete floor if it's like slippery. But I mean, I imagine it's fine if everyone is doing it. But that was literally my first thought was like, oh my God, how's the traction in this warehouse?
Probably,
like, am I going to eat it? Like,
I would assume that they would have something laid down like where it's almost like a track like that you're running on while you're in there too. But you'll be good, but it's gonna be so sick.
I'm very excited.
So excited for you.
So I already have like my mom, I already asked her, I was like, I need you to like take the kids for 2 nights. Like she'll come here. Usually when Bobby and I have to go somewhere, she'll come here, put the kids to bed, sleep here, everything like that.
Oh, that's nice. It's easier.
Yeah. So the kids are just in their own beds. But so we'll probably drop. We're still kind of looking at the logistics, but I'll probably drop Charlie off at school. Like Bobby's going to take off that Friday. We'll drop the kids off at school, drop Charlie off at my mom's, and then we'll drive out there. It's like 6 hours. It's actually like a really nice drive now. It's like straight highway. It's really not bad. And then there's like a team dinner or shakeout or something that night. And then the event doesn't start until like 11:30 on Saturday, which will be nice. Like we can get up and like go get breakfast and just kind of like not rush to a race. Like that'll be like
that'll be nice. Yeah.
And then we'll come back Sunday morning, I guess, after a late night after party.
Your voice message to me was so funny. So Christine had voice messaged me to like obviously like let me know about it, but I didn't listen to it yet. I forget when. Maybe it was either the weekend or you had sent it to me, or it was like the in between time that I was checking messages like in WhatsApp. But it was like in the afternoon my time that I was like going back in, and then I see this other message. It was like your voice message, and then another message. It was like, hey, I just want to make sure you're not mad at me, like that it's okay, because I feel like I'm cheating on you. And I was like, what is going on?
Because you didn't respond for a couple hours.
Yeah, so it was a few hours, but I just didn't listen yet. And I was like, wait, I just am seeing this. Let me listen. But it was so funny. I would be upset if I wasn't your first thought. I was like, the day that I'm not your first thought, we have a problem with our relationship.
with our marriage here.
I'm so excited. That was so funny, but I'm so excited for you and Audrey. I think it's just going to be such a fun weekend. And even the guys, like, I don't know, they'll have so much fun, like being there too. I just think it's going to be a sick environment to be a part of. So,
that's what I'm just hoping for, like something like that's different.
It's
that's
so
not
different.
Like your typical marathon.
It's an
environment.
experience.
This is going to be based on just the videos of what I've seen. Like this is going to be really cool and really fun and just like super hype. Like maybe I'll PR in my 5K. Like
that'd be dope.
That would be so cool. Right? Like, and I'm going to be coming off all my fitness from the half marathon cycle that like, as long as I can recover,
as long as you're recovered from the half. Yeah. You got 1 week, baby. So just, you'll be take a couple days off and
I have Yeah, and then just kind of like coast into the 5K, whatever. But Carly's all on board. I like told her about it. She's like, "This is so cool. This is such a cool opportunity."
She's so excited. Yeah.
I know, and I was like, I'm never invited to races. Like I see all the because I know I've said this before to you. Like I don't see myself on Instagram as like an influencer. Like I don't think of myself as like a running influencer. I think of myself as a coach.
You don't
prioritize shares my life.
Partnerships and stuff. Right. We did that before.
I mean, like, I do sometimes for sure.
When it aligns. Yeah.
When it aligns, or I really want. Like
the free thing. I really want everything given. Oh, this reminds me. I need to just like order this stuff. But like, yeah, I had a company reach out. They're like, hey, it was like really, it's like a high end, like fancy, like sweat set. And it's so cute. It's like the mock necks, like sweatshirts and stuff. And they're like asking to send me stuff. And I was like, oh my God, yes. Like, I just really want this.
I just
like,
want it. Yeah, I do that.
I will throw something together because I just want this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. But, no, yeah. I definitely cherry pick the things that I do. I mean, I literally get emails on the daily for campaigns, and some of them are free, some of them are paid, some of them are like I've literally never heard of.
Real? Are you actually a company?
Well, that too. I get a lot of spam too, but and so I literally get them every single day.
Yeah.
And I ignore 99% of them until one comes through that I'm like, okay, this aligns, or I've already used this product and I know I like it, obviously. So that's usually the bigger thing. But yeah, I never get invited to races. I always see all these influencers, like these running influencers, they're always going to all the races. And I'm like,
put up in the Four Seasons and
like, what? And I'm like, hang on, like, I would take that.
I know. It's like, but then that's what I'm that. Maybe I'll be an influencer and get the hookup.
I want to race to
play for
Can you fly me to London and put me up? I'll go do London. I'll promote the crap out of you. What do you want me to tell everybody about you?
Yeah. I'm all yours, honey.
I'll be an influencer that weekend.
Just I will influence the shit out of this if I need to. Yeah, that's where it all changed. Everything we just said, we take it back. But no, that's really that's exciting. I know, but I'm excited. Anyways. It's going to be like such a fun experience. So
yeah, I'm excited because it's just like super manageable and not like super crazy. It's not like a marathon. Like sometimes you'll see people where they'll be like, yeah, I just got this email from this company. They want to fly me out. They want to put me up. They want me to run this marathon, but it's in 4 weeks.
Yeah,
and it's like
Abbott.
Don't these brands know?
That was when I was coming off my ankle surgery. I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I had a call with like Abbott, like the sponsor of the World Majors, which part of me is like, oh, I wish I kind of did it because I see other people that they brought in during that time and they hooked them up after that with like other World Majors.
It kind of like opened the door for other
things. Yeah. So that's one of the like bite myself on the butt. But I was coming off of like ankle surgery. I had decided to train for the Columbus half marathon at the time. And they had reached out about me running Chicago. And they also had Martin had reached out about me running Boston too at one point, but that was one of those things I'm like, no, like I want to wait. Like I'd rather
I wouldn't do Boston for a sponsorship. Yeah.
But yeah, with Abbott, they had asked me to do that. And I talked to Carly about it and she's like, well, like you could do it. And like the goal is to like finish obviously with coming back and it would be like lower mileage build, all that stuff. And I was like, no, like I'd rather wait. And I'm glad I did because I had a great like half marathon, like training experience and I got to PR that year. But yeah, that's a regret that I have because now like
you live and you learn.
Honestly, I will say the people that they brought in during that time, it then became like a journey for them to like chip away at all of the world majors. And I know for myself, like that was something that I don't know, it just like wasn't in the cards for me. Like I was so happy to be back and just like training healthy again that I didn't want to like get greedy with my body on like, okay, now I'm going to risk like sidelining myself. And I kind of got stressed because in the past with having a history of getting like injured and hurt a lot, like to put my training on the front stage again of like social media, it just added this extra pressure of like, well, what happens like if something does happen, and it added pressure to like the training experience. And I don't know, I just didn't want to, I wanted to make sure I was still listening to my body and stuff. So that's where it's like, okay, maybe I don't regret it. I don't regret it because that would have been like a lot of pressure that I didn't want to have. Yeah,
I agree. And like you do see some of these, like people who get invited to these races, which again, like, it's like, how do you say no to something? Like, I understand the controversy around it, but like, dude, you've got somebody who wants to pay for you to go out and do some, like, like, that's amazing. Like,
that's so amazing. Yeah.
It's so amazing. Like, why would you say no? But the thing is like, you do start to see some of the influencers, like they're doing all these back-to-back runs. And I've actually read some interesting threads, like with different perspectives of like, there are people who slam these influencers, right? Of like, oh, you're influencing people to run back to back, like 4 marathons a year, blah, blah, blah. That's not great. And it's like, sure. But then there's the perspective that I've seen people say on like threads and whatnot of like, yeah, sure, they are doing that. And maybe that's not what you should do. However, you need to have the lens when you are scrolling through social media that this is their job.
That's
their job as an influencer, because they are literally getting paid to do this. This could be their main source of income.
Yeah.
You can make a lot of money doing this kind of stuff.
Like, for perspective,
that is
I just want to say
job.
This. Let me share, guys, not like my own, because Christine and I, well, Christine gets paid more than me. She has like over double the followers. I'm just like out here existing, but no, but there, I will say, so for perspective, I did this partnership with Huel. They're more popular over in the UK. It's like a meal replacement shake. Like, it's actually a nice option, like all natural ingredients. Will actually used to drink them because they're gluten-free, dairy-free. So when he has like, not Crohn's, but like colitis stuff popping up, like he usually veers off of like the dairy, but like with him, he was trying to gain weight during baseball, all that. So it is like a good option. But they are more popular in the UK. They have been growing over in the US, but they were putting them, like Huel was getting put into GNC. So there's a GNC in Pittsburgh down the street from where I lived. And they had asked me to be a part of like the launch of like Huel being there. It was like a big thing, which I was like sick. And they gave me a little bit of money. I'm like, happy to be here. Like, yay. And I get a free dinner and it was fun. So we go to the dinner the night before the event. And I did not realize this at first. Like, I was just like one of the chump, like local Pittsburgh gals that they just like brought in for a little extra money. There is people that they like flew in for this event from like all over the country. And they were like, some of them were like YouTubers that have like 2 different accounts, millions of followers, like very successful, like social media influencers. And they flew in their like videographer people that like video content for them. Like, it was wild. And so I'm at dinner with these people, like getting this perspective. Like, I'm just like a little coach that got paid a little bit of money, and they're like opening up about partnerships they've done. And this one guy, who he ended up blowing up because one of his reels or TikToks or reels that he posted, Drake ended up like commenting and resharing, because I think he used one of his songs or something. So that's where his took off. And he's known as like the Target guy. His thing is like Drew Walls. But I was sitting with him and talking to him, and like the amount of money he got, he's worked with like the NFL and like all these big companies. And like some of these people, like for one post, like they will make like $15K for a post. Like, and it's cool. Like, I got to hear his story of like how that world like completely changed the life for like him and his daughter, like completely changed the trajectory of his life, which is like awesome. And it's opened up a lot of doors. So it is cool when you hear that stuff, but like, guys, it is wild. And what's even more wild is like the companies that are paying you, whenever they're paying for influencers to do stuff, they're actually usually like saving money compared to like money that they would spend on marketing for like ads and like stuff like that. Old school
like typical
ways, commercials, like that kind of stuff. Like there's it's wild like how much money companies have. Yeah.
And and like how much, and you got to think like, I know I'm going to say us, like in the running, let's just like talk about the running community. I know there's like, I feel like more a lot of drama. Yeah. But I feel like in any community, whichever like is your little like pocket, right?
Yeah.
Ours is running, right? Like there's always gonna be some sort of controversy, some sort of drama, some sort of like whatever, right? And so I know that like running influencers can have a negative outlook from just your regular runner, right? So every now and then. And they get some crap for different things that they do or different partnerships that they work with or however many marathons they're running in a year, but how they train, like whatever. But that's where like to go back to my original point, like that I think that we all need to remember anytime we're looking at social media, we need to have this lens on when we're looking at these running influencers of this is their job.
That's their job.
They could potentially be making $15,000 from one post, depending on what their follower count is, depending on what they're working with.
Engagement.
This is their livelihood. So they might be doing 4 marathons a year because that is their job. That is literally their job, like, is to go and promote these.
Yeah.
So instead of giving them crap about it, I say, just stay in your lane and do what you think is right. Who cares what Joe Schmo is doing over there? That's their job. Like, and now granted, it is if you have a platform with that many followers, like, I do think you have a responsibility to make sure that you are being honest and portraying things and like trying to not be deceitful. Yes, you do have that power. Absolutely. I totally agree. But just keeping that lens on of like, this is their job. They might be doing these things because they are getting paid to do these things because that is their job. So I just need to make sure that I'm staying true to what I know I need to do and like staying in your own lane. And that's where the comparison comes in. But yeah, people get so up in arms. It's like,
and like you said, it is really hard too, because most of the time, it's like, and it's hard because it's like, I'm about to say like, most of the time when they get crap on something, it's like whatever they did, it wasn't with ill intent. But then, people that are intentionally trying to like do clickbaiting and get a rile out of people. So it's just hard. I think it's just a matter of having that filter that at the end of the day, like in those situations, like it is a business. And if it ever gets to a point, that's where like you can always choose who you follow and don't follow and all that stuff, where put up those filters if you need to. And something that we even do sometimes, like in our what's it called, our community forum, we have a weekly Q&A in there. So like all of our one-on-one athletes and then everybody that's in our membership is in there. And so it's their opportunity to throw in any questions that they have. Like could be random as shit, like doesn't matter. It could be about their own running or what's your favorite sports bra, like it's meal ideas, all of it. But sometimes we'll prompt people to be like, hey, like, is there a like trend or like thing that you see being talked about on social media that you kind of want a coach's take on? And I always love to like pose that question every once in a while when stuff is going on, because I think it is also nice to have that like sound filter on like, hey, this is something that I'm seeing, whether it's a training trend or like just an opinion about things, like what's your perspective on things? But yeah, you could always leverage people if you're like unsure about something, whether it's like a coach or person that's like been in the running space for a while, that's trusted on what's like what's safe, what's legit. I even had a conversation with an old athlete, like a former athlete, in the DMs recently, because she had put something in her stories about like, what's your position and take on, with Boston, like waiting to qualify if you do have a goal to qualify, but maybe it's going to take a little bit of time based on like where you're at now fitness wise. Like, do you wait and just chip away to try to do it that way? Or is it one of those things that you're like, I'm just so excited to run Boston. Like I would love to fundraise for a charity or be a guide for someone or something like that. Like what's like people's like opinions on it. But yeah, I just think that it's good to, because some people are very opinionated with that stuff too. But yeah. It's the Wild West, man.
It really is. It really is. And it can be, I try to filter a lot of things out, honestly. Like I had to like get rid of like the Threads app. Like I had to like tell Instagram to stop showing me Threads in my notification bar. I actually have to go back and because it like will come back and I think have to like tell it again.
I did it. Maybe I have to go back and do it because
I'll say mute for 60 days or 30 days or whatever.
That's why.
Because like I just don't do
Threads.
Care about Threads. Yeah. I'm sorry, but I feel like it's just the new Twitter and everyone's so negative.
It is. It is like a toxic place.
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm not one to complain, and I'm literally going to do it in this exact moment. But that is what everyone does in Threads is they go and they just bitch about everything. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm not even entertaining this. I am not reading the negative. It's so negative. It's all just a let's talk. It's kind of like
it's like clickbaity too.
It's kind of like Reddit, but everyone has their names on it. It's not anonymous. Yeah, but people don't hold back either. And so I'm like, like I'm not entertaining this. Like you guys, that's just not me. That's just, and some people like that kind of stuff. I personally don't. I don't want anything to do with it. So it's a personal preference.
That's a whole other conversation we've had where it's like I don't vibe with the intentionally negative.
To each their own, right? To each their own.
For sure.
It's just not my thing. And so I just stay off of it. So anyways.
Man. So
saying I don't complain, and then here I am being like,
I don't complain, but like just
I don't
give me
complain
like
about
3
people
minutes.
Complaining.
I need to get this out of my system. It's okay.
Gotta say what I gotta say. Okay,
let it go. It's good. How's everything going since getting back like from vacation? How's everything going? How was vacation?
Not the greatest. Vacation was great. Vacation. So we got back a week and a half ago. So we went to Florida for a week. My goal going into Florida was to be very open with my running. Like I had planned to run. I think I packed more running clothes than I packed like normal clothes because I was gonna run like every day. That was the goal. I did not run every day. I think I ran 3 times, and I did a 10-mile run. Like I did, and it was by myself.
Dang.
I did like I was like,
I
did a 10-mile progression. Well, actually, part of it was by myself. I picked up a couple friends, and then for like a couple miles in the middle, it like towards the end, and then I kept going. But yeah, like, and it was beautiful. It was not cold. It was sunny and warm, and I wore a sports bra and shorts, and
so good.
it was just nice. But I didn't have any pressure to like do anything because I didn't really know what to expect, like where we were, the roads. Like I didn't really know what was going to go on. So that was fine. I will say that I rode the struggle bus all of last week, which was we got back Saturday night. Like we drove 20 hours straight back from Florida.
Yeah.
That was a lot. And then, so like all of last week was our first week back, and I rode the struggle bus like the entire time, I would say. I got my runs, like I got majority of my runs done last week. Like I still got my speed done at the track, which I crushed. Like I did great at that track, that speed workout in the with a storm rolling in. Like I actually did very well at that workout. But, I think it was just like, Monday morning, right when we got back, I had to take Charlie to the doctor. She had like a stomach bug. And then I felt like I had whatever stomach bug she had on like that Thursday, I think. Yeah. And so it was like the kids were coming off being sick. Just the fatigue of the vacation and the driving and just, you guys drove vacation.
On top of it. You didn't fly. Ugh. Like for those who don't know, like they drove down, which it's easier. Like I'm sure when you have kids, you have everybody, like they're a lot more comfortable, that kind of thing. But that's also gonna take a lot out of you too. Yeah, it's a big
well, the way back we drove straight. We drove 20 hours straight. So that was a lot. But so it was just kind of coming off of all of that. My week last week was far from perfect, and I never expect perfection, but it was still like my body was just dragging. Like I was just which kind of is discouraging if I'm being totally honest, because I expected the week of vacation to kind of be like a bust. Like even if I got 0 miles in, like that's very possible that I was like, I might get 0 miles and that's fine.
Yeah.
It is 6 weeks out from my half, so it's not necessarily the ideal time to not run, but I was like, whatever, it's fine. No harm done. So then to have another week back to back of not the, like I said, I still got my workout done. Like I still got runs done, but I skipped runs. It was not perfect. I did get a little discouraged about that. So I'm going into this week trying to do a little bit better with it. I feel better than I did last week, but things have been heavy with life, to be totally honest, without getting into too much detail. And I think that we've talked about like stress is stress. And, we've talked about that a little bit before on different podcasts and whatnot. But like when your life is heavy, it will take its toll on you physically. And I have experienced that over the last couple of months with some stuff that we've had going on, that it's like, my body has physically felt it, and that was new to me in a way. So, just kind of like working on the residual of that and kind of working through all of it. It has not been my best build to a half marathon. Like I'll be totally honest. Like if I PR, awesome. If I don't, awesome. Like I've got other half marathons lined up for the year, and I'm not counting out a PR at this point. Like I'm not counting it out for Buffalo. I really am not. I have a lot of time still, but it's not been exactly how I'd wanted it to be, which is kind of frustrating to me. But I mean, such is life. Like life's been heavy, and there's nothing I can do about that, and I just have to like kind of ebb and flow with it. So.
And I think you've handled it with grace too, because I think it's when you're someone like yourself, and even like for me too, because not to get all like mental health moment, but mental health moment, like that's part of it, right? Like
for sure.
I remember like years ago when I like 4-ish years ago when I started therapy, like I've never experienced like life stress affecting me before. To put it simply, like, when you have a tough day, of course, like a little tired, but I've never had experience. Like that was the first time I experienced like, oh, wow, like this is going on. And it's like, it's not something physically that's affecting me, like mentally it's affecting me. And I, for the first time, felt that in my training. And I was like, oh, I've talked about this with my athletes for years, because it makes sense. Like, oh yeah, for sure. Like it's going to affect you. But when you experience that, like whether it's mentally, physically for the first time, you're like, holy cow, like that's wild. So that's what that is. But I think that you've handled it with such grace too, knowing that's been something that you've been like navigating for a while. And I think that, yeah, that's all that you can do and like manage it the best way possible. So yeah, but it's tough, but it's part of it. Like you said, such as life. Like, and that's where we don't do this running thing. It's not all about like just that like one season. Like we're all out here trying to do this for as long as we can and enjoy it while we're in it. So sometimes we're going to have those seasons where life is light and like we're out there flying every single week without a worry in the world. And there's going to be times where things like pop up, but at the same time, it's just you learn to roll with it and like work with yourself on it. It's not a matter of like checking things off and powering through in those moments. That's actually the like mistake to make. Like, and I think that you giving yourself that space to like, all right, like you enjoyed yourself on vacation and like, yeah, it may be taking a little bit to get back into the swing of things, but like you'll get there and it'll be fine. And you've the perk to you and to anybody else who's dealing with something similar is like, it's also not about like this one training cycle of like, you've been so consistent for years leading up to this point. And so whenever you do have moments like this, that's where that stuff kind of comes into the play and like backs you a little bit and like helps you out. Yeah.
Well, I'm banking on that then.
Yeah. Let's ride that.
Let's go. Just, I know, right? And like, just to kind of like piggyback of what you were just saying, just for anyone who's listening who maybe that like resonates kind of like heavy season, feeling the fatigue, like the physical side effects of like, you know how we always say like stress is stress. Your body recognizes cortisol. It's stress. It can affect you on your runs. You're right. Like we preach it for years, right? But similar to what you were just saying, this was the first time where I really felt the physical side effects of the emotional stress that I was dealing with for a couple months, where I was like, I'm doing all the things right. I'm getting the sleep that I normally get. I know I'm eating enough food because I was like, let me track, make sure I'm getting enough food. I wasn't training anything crazy, like nothing that my body's not used to. I'm strength training. I was like, I'm doing all the normal things that have always gone really well with my body. But yet I am still super fatigued, really dragging, not able to get out of bed, falling asleep on the couch, like things that were not normal for me with all the normal things that I know I'm doing right. That was when I was like, okay, something is off. And I'm still feeling some of that sometimes. And so I know I was telling you this on a voice message, but like, or maybe I was telling Carly, I don't know. I was like, all I can do is control the controllables. And for me, that is the eating. For me, that's huge. If I do not eat enough food, I drag so hard. And the sleep is like pretty controlled for me at this point in motherhood. Like my kids are pretty good sleepers now. It's not like I'm up constantly. Like sometimes they go through Charlie will go through phases. Like sometimes like I'm up like 2 nights a night. Sometimes someone has a bad dream or like whatever. But like for the most part, like that's pretty controlled of like I can get consistently like at least 7 hours a night. But the food, and it's like, as long as I can make sure I get enough food, then I feel okay. So when I was doing all of those things and yet still feeling like I wasn't doing any of those things, that's when I knew like, okay, this is the stress. This is literally just the all of that kind of coming down on me. So if that is you, like just focus on what you can control, which is usually the food. And the sleep. Those are usually the things. And the training will come because like if you don't do the food and the sleep, and those are like the recovery pillars, right? If you don't focus on those, your training is going to be super sporadic because it's going to take you 2 to 3 days to recover from one run because you didn't eat enough to recover. And then it's going to be this like trickling effect of like Swiss cheese with your runs. Basically, there's gonna be all these holes in it because you're not recovering. And so to me, it's not focus on the training, focus on getting the runs done. That will come if I fuel the right way. If not, it'll be Swiss cheese. So that's what I'm trying to focus on is like the runs will happen as long as I recover like every day. That's my focus. Which is harder. Like that is my weak link is the making sure I get enough food in every single day. That is my weakness. It's something I have to be very conscious of every day or else I'll fall into old patterns and I won't recover, and it's never always it's never good.
Yeah, well, it's tough. Like you're a busy gal who trains hard and has kiddos, and the one thing that I've learned from like you and also coaching moms too is like it's easy to have like the fueling side of things just in life, even when you're not heavily training, to go to the weight side because of just getting caught up in like mom duties and your own life and things that you're trying to take care of. And so yeah, but no, I think that that's like a really good call out. And I think a lot of people are going to be able to hear that and be like, oh my God, she goes through that shit too. And like, cause obviously like people look up to you as like a mom who trains hard, and it's something that they like work towards like becoming themselves. And so I think it's also nice to remember of like, we're all not, robots out here, and like even like the humans and like us coaches, it's like we still navigate things too. We're humans just like you guys are listening to this, who are athletes and stuff too, that it's like, no, we're all out here as humans just trying to do the best that we can, and we navigate hard things too. And yeah, it's all about like finding a way to like make it work and being kind to yourself. And so
absolutely,
thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
We love you.
Now on to you. I've obviously know you've been running, but seeing
guys, I
you
ran
on the trail, I know, I don't think you had run yet.
I haven't. I said I was going to. So guys, I ran. Right. Oh my God, though. Oh my God. It's
Tell us about it.
I'm going to curse. I'm going to say the F word. So
okay.
It's so fucking hard right now. Holy shit. Okay, so I knew it was hilly. I saw it. You know, when you're a runner and then like you can, when you drive, you then can gauge hills like that would suck. And you almost like, So I knew it when we got here. I was like, oh boy, this is going to be tough. Yeah. But when I actually started and I'm finding routes and all that stuff, it has been humbling, like biggest slice of humble pie, but it's okay. So my first run, oh my gosh, I found this park. It's like really cute and super small, really tiny loop, which is fine for right now as I'm like getting back into things. It was like we've driven past this park multiple times, and even Will was like, oh, that'd be nice to like get out and even take Brooks down for a walk. So that was the first place that I went to because it also was very flat, and it is. But my Lord, the first time that I ran, it was like, okay, so based on like end of last year, based on like my NVDA, like your easy pace range, I don't really care about that. Like I just make sure I don't go too fast. Like normally I'm like in the middle towards the tail end of my easy pace range. The only time I'm on the faster end is when I'm not really training, so my legs are fresh and you know, whatever. I am like, I'm going a lot slower than like the slower end of my easy pace range right now. And so I did a couple miles for my first run back to like feel things out, and I was like, dang, my heart rate, like I know efforts like really well just from like running for a long period of time. So I know the difference between like aerobic, more steady state, threshold, half marathon, like that kind of stuff. And I was like, this feels like threshold right now. I need to slow down. Like it was wild. But I will say, like, I know I had shared I had like a little bit of plantar fasciitis, noticed it a little bit, but it actually felt better as I started running again, which is like wild. So
didn't Lauren say that?
I talked to her afterwards. She had said for me, with my foot stuff going on, she was like, it's going to be one of those things. Cause when it was lingering with my foot, I had said to her, I was like, I'm not like doing anything. And I know with tendons, like it's not good to let things rest. Like that's the worst thing you can do. Like usually muscles and tendons, especially tendons more than muscle,
you want to
load is helpful. Like you need to load it, and that's what's going to help it. So if anybody has a tendon thing going on and they're just like sitting, not doing anything, don't do that. Go see a PT or a sports chiro that can give you exercises to start loading the tendon to get it strong again. But it was interesting because it's my plantar fascia, which is different. Fascia, it's not like a muscle or tendon. So I had asked her, I was like, wait, this feels better. And I wasn't expecting that. And she was like, yeah, it probably is like warming it up and feeling good. And she gave me the heads up that with what I had, because I was worried, you know, that I might have to find someone that does shockwave therapy, or do I need to get PRP just because it's hanging on for a little while? And she was like, honestly, I think you just need to like let it go. And it's just one of those things that it just, she said there was like cording in my plantar fascia. So it just is like tight and corded. It just kind of needs time to like dissipate and it will over time. And it did. So it's pretty much like basically gone at this point, which is cool.
Good.
And I think that was really nice because for me back in Pittsburgh, I had access to all the things like, and being now in a location that it would take me 2 hours to drive to some place to get access to shockwave therapy.
Jeez.
Or if I wanted to get PRP, I don't want to like do that, but yeah, like to do any of those regenerative stuff, like it takes like some driving to get to some places because it's not easily accessible. And so I almost think that was good for me to not have easy access to those things, to just be like, let it go.
Well,
like it's fine.
Yeah.
And just, I've been doing my strength training and stuff like since I got here too. And she has had a PT exercise day, like prehab stuff that some things have addressed that too. But yeah, so foot is feeling good, amazing, which is great. And then running is just, it's very hilly. So like even I ran from my house from the first time yesterday, and I just did, cause I'm following our base building plan, like the level 2. And so one of the runs is like 2 miles. I was like, sweet, I'll do that just to explore a route from our house since I haven't done that. And worst case, it's really hilly. It's fine. It's 2 miles. Guys, it was like 207 feet of elevation gain in those 2 miles. So I was like, oh dang. But the thing that's kind of cool, what I will say, because even as I've explored other routes for like 2.5, 3 miles and whatnot, I am getting a lot of elevation gain, like always over 100 within like 3 miles or 2.5 too. But my body has been feeling good on the hills, which I think is like really cool. And I'm actually very excited to be forced to do them because I've never had that opportunity. And because I'm starting so small with my running, it's almost like I get to play and experiment with like integrating hills with these small runs right away and seeing how my body can adapt to them slowly over time. Like first with like 8 weeks of easy running. And then as I start to add in like speed work and stuff too. So eventually like over the summer. So yeah, it's actually been kind of fun because I joked about this in my Instagram stories yesterday, but compared to like doing 10 plus mile long runs back in Pittsburgh where I would get like a little over 100, maybe 200 feet of gain sometimes. It's just like different now, but that's always something I said. That's why the retreat was a big deal for me too. When we ran that last year, because that was something that I've always wanted to work on and do and get better at, since it was kind of a culprit or an Achilles heel for me. Literally
and figuratively.
Seriously. So like I'm really excited to like work on it actually. And I found a local race. It's so hard because like now that I live in a smaller town, like if I share this, it'll like give it away like hardcore. But there's this local 10K that is a memorial run of a very like iconic like runner that is like from the town that I'm from. So it's like a memorial run for them. He had like died like a very long time ago, but it's on like one of his go-to training routes. So it's a 10K and it's really hilly. But they do it every year. There's a lot of elevation gain in it. I think it's like 600. Wow. But I know. But I was like, that's sick. Like I really wanted to do how you talked about local races and being excited about it. I was the same way too, where I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to like try all the things like in my new hood. So they have a lot of cool things that they have going on here. But that was one that I was like, that'll be a fun distance for me to focus on and build up to. So in the meantime, I'm just going to take my time, like building up my volume again and getting ready to do that. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm actually going to be meeting up with the woman who is the owner of the running store. She's also the race director for all the local races. In the next week or so, I'm going to get through Eugene first, but I'm going to stop by the store and meet her. We've been emailing back and forth, and she's going to tell me about like the routes and stuff like that too that are around. I was like, I need some like go-to routes. What is there outside of like these little things, pockets that I'm trying to like find right now? So that'll be really nice too. And I'll eventually go to like their run club and stuff.
I was going to ask, do they have a run club?
They do. Every Wednesday they have like 4 and 6 mile routes.
Oh yeah. That's so fun.
So that'll be really fun. And a lot of people, it seems like it's a really cool, like close knit, like running community here too. So that'll be really fun to do. So yeah, it's been fun. I feel like back to, I'm getting back. It's a matter of establishing habits again with just like when you don't run for a while, getting used to like your routine of incorporating it into your routine. So there's certain days, like even yesterday, I had to like force myself to get out because I had earlier calls and then and I didn't want to like do it like before my calls. I was like, it's literally like 2 miles. Like it's gonna be like 20 minutes. Get your ass outside during it. Like have your snack, get outside, you'll have lunch after. And so I'm getting into those habits, but at the same time, I'm getting more like used to that of just like doing it, which is good. So
it'll get super more fluid very quickly.
But no, it's been fun, like feeling like back at it and stuff again.
Oh,
so
good. More to come. It'll be every week. It'll be like, building on that, which is always exciting and fun.
Absolutely. So. Well, we're pushing an hour at this point, guys. So we're gonna wrap it up here. Good talk, though. It was good. It was a nice little catch up sesh talking about all the things. But as always, guys, thank you so much for listening. Show your love for us by leaving a nice little rating for us, sharing episodes with your friends, and just like the communities that you're a part of is like really helpful for us as well. If you want to learn more too about just like how to be a part of our community. I know before I was talking about our one-on-one athletes, our membership, we have access of a lot of ways that you can be a part of Relentless Runners. So if you go to relentlessrunners.com/join, you can learn more there, and we'll drop our information on how you can follow Christine's massive following on social media and my little following on social media. I'm just kidding. We'll drop our Instagram handles in the show notes. We love you guys. We're so happy that you're here, and we will see you next time. Bye.